Hello everyone, it's Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video. Now, today, we're going to be playing Malygos Druid, but before we get to that, I just wanted to showcase a special moment. Yeah, those special moments in Hearthstone that are very difficult to replicate. Special moments that we treasure forever. Well, we are playing on Asia today, and it's rank 24. Yes, I have an Asia account. I only have 2 decks on the account. Big Spell Mage is one of those decks. And somehow, I managed to get my hands on Flare. Don't ask me how, I can't quite remember. But yeah, I got my hands on Flare, and we're going up against a Hunter with 4 secrets in play. This is such a cool moment for me, at least. Just wrecking the Hunter here completely. All 4 secrets, saying goodbye there. And you know what? It may not have been a game-winning play as such, but it was certainly a game-defining play. Just getting all of that value, getting back initiative and control of the board, leading to Dragon Caller Alana being played with a banana, of course. And it would come down to whether he could find 9 additional damage on top of the 10 that he has on board. And could Build a Beast get him that 9 damage? I mean, even if he got King Crush, he wouldn't have the mana to play it. So this is pretty much GG. We went to Fatigue, interestingly enough. So of course, actually, it's not just 9 additional damage. It's less than that because I was taking 3 fatigue damage. So yeah, he couldn't quite find what he needed. He needed 6 additional damage from Build a Beast. He couldn't find it. We won the game. Oh, at rank 24 on Asia. Feels amazing. Okay, but that was not our focus for today. Our focus for today is Malygos Druid. Now, I know you guys love Malygos. Whenever I ask questions about what people want me to play or what people's favourite decks are, Malygos has always been the common theme. And, you know, that's always a question that I've asked, you know, during my pack giveaways. You know, what's your favourite card? What decks do you love to play? What decks do you want me to play? And as I say, Malygos has always been a common theme, a common card that's been mentioned by so many people. So let's give the people what they want today. Let's play Malygos Druid. This is not a deck I'm used to playing. But I thought, hey, let's give it a try on standard. It's seeing a rise in popularity again. The objective is simple. Survive until the late game. You know, you trigger Twig of the World Trees, Death Rattle. You unload with Malygos. You unload with your spells. Faceless Manipulator as well. And you win the game. It's that simple. Does it work out like that in practice? Let's find out. First little game here is against a rogue. We're at rank 3. Happy to mulligan away all of these spells. Oh look, Ultimate Infestation. Oh dear. Hey, it's nice to have Ultimate Infestation, right? But when you need it, at this juncture, I don't quite need it. So it's going to be a dead card in my hand, at least for the next few turns, until I can ramp my way up to be able to play it. And also, please excuse any misplays. This is not a deck that I'm used to playing, and therefore, there may be some suboptimal plays. So please forgive me for that. I'm playing this deck here just to have a bit of fun. For a second or two, it did cross my mind. Should I naturalise that 1-3? No. No, you don't. Okay, we have nothing to do now until at least turn 4. Oh god, okay, do we naturalise that? I think the answer is yes. Flappy Bird hitting my face is a serious problem. Actually, we may not need to naturalise it. We could just Hero Power and play a Spellstone here. That could be better, maybe. We do take some damage though if we do that. But I think at this early stage in the game we can afford that. Oh, he has another one. Okay. Well, that has to get naturalised. We cannot let Flappy Bird live, right? It's just too dangerous. We give him cards in the process. He is an aggressive deck, and that's something that you don't feel good doing. You just let them draw into more aggressive options that they can play. But it is turn 5 next turn, and turn 5 for Druid is a wonderful turn because we can ramp up with Nourish. And he's just filling the board here. In response to that, I do have Spreading Plague coming up very, very soon, so it's all fine. Arcane Tyrant is phenomenal here, absolutely phenomenal. And popping the shield feels good, just because of cards like Cold Blood. If you were to Cold Blood that Divine Shielded minion, it'd become a bit more awkward to remove. We have to take a little bit more damage to bump into it. So we may as well bump into the shield now, whilst it's only doing 1 damage. And this is interesting. It's trading. Wow. He wants to protect his 4/4. I mean, it makes sense. Makes sense. Kind of. It's just that he's now missed all that damage, and slowly but surely I'm going to be taking back control of this board, and the Lich King has just given me the perfect tool to take control. Varspine there is really, really good for him. He's just doing a lot of damage. Doing a lot of damage to my face. But Spreading Plague stops him in his tracks.
Behold the might of Stormwind!
That's a card you don't see every day. Huh. Stormwind Champion. How interesting. Huh. Well, we have to kill it. It can't be allowed to live. And what do we get? We get Malygos. That's interesting. But the problem with this deck is Twig of the World Tree. You need Twig of the World Tree, really, in order to be able to pull off Malygos and all your spells. We don't have Twig of the World Tree, and that is a problem that I found with this deck. Often, Twig is something I draw in the last 10 cards of my deck, and by then, it could be too late. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem. But in this situation here, we're at 17 health, including armor. We have various ways to survive. I mean, we have armor gain for days. We have the Druid Death Knight, so we're in an okay position. We even have Alexstrasza for our own face. Alexstrasza really is meant for his face, so you can get him down to 15 and then burst them down with the spells and Malygos. Oh wow. Really wants to do that damage. Faceless Manipulator. Oh, but again, no way of getting off a full combo here. I mean, we have a Moonfire, we have a Swipe. It's really annoying. I guess if this was Wild, you'd be playing Aviana, you'd be playing Kun. Anyway, we have to survive. So, what is the best way of surviving on this board? The best way of surviving, is it to play the Death Knight? Is it to play Swipe? What is the best way? Happy to play the Swipe, I guess, and I can afford to double armor up here. Is there a better way of doing this turn? I'm not entirely sure. But look at this armor count. He's not going to be able to break through this armor anytime soon. So, I guess, what are we waiting for now? Are we waiting for the Twig? Or can we find a way to get Malygos lethal with a Moonfire and a second Moonfire, which hopefully we draw soon? Again, he's going super wide on the board. It's, I think, the correct play. You just have to do as much damage as possible and just hope you're not dead. Makes sense. But we can stall the game out even further. I'm going to use the Naturalize here. I think it's fine. I just want my taunts to hold up for as long as possible, I think. So I'm going to clear that. That's fine. At this point, just thinking ahead, I'm waiting for the second Moonfire. If I can get second Moonfire, maybe we can get enough damage into his face beforehand, such that the double Moonfire is lethal. Wow, that's really good for him. That's even better for him. Wow. So there was me hoping that my taunts would survive for as long as possible. No, they're just dead. We're in a spot of trouble here. Oh, there's Swipe. So, what is the play here? We don't have any kind of lethal with Malygos. If we don't kill that board, we're probably dead. So let's see what we draw here. Okay, that's not going to do anything for me at this point in time. I suspect that we have to gain some armor here. Just need to survive a bit longer. And we need to swipe something. The question is, what do we swipe? We swipe the 4/3. It's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. Well, should I have swiped the 6 attack? Decisions, right? Second Spreading Plague would be pretty cool right about now, but in the meantime, we are going to take a phenomenal amount of damage here. What's he doing? Wow, he's wrathing his own minion. That's actually a really smart play. And that's 10 to my face. And so we are dead next turn. Unless we can find a way to survive, or find a way to get lethal. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's useful. Oh, that's even more useful. So, survival here. Spreading Plague. Or do we Starfall? I think that's fine. See, that actually removes stuff. That actually removes dangerous stuff from the board. And happy to use one Moonfire here. But I'm now running out of damage that I can deal with Malygos. But hey, it's fine. If it means we survive a bit longer, it's fine. You know, Malygos himself is a 4-attack minion. If he can't be killed, 4 attack, 12 health is actually quite substantial in this context, especially if he can connect with face a few times. Alexstrasza as an 8-attack minion is substantial if it can't be removed. Again, if it can connect with face once or twice, it's probably game over. So yeah, using up the Malygos spells, it's fine, you know, it's fine for removal. In this instance, Alexstrasza to our own face helps us survive a little bit longer. Oh, okay, fair enough. At the rate this game was going, eventually, yeah, this would have been too much for him. So didn't even need Malygos. Okay, this next game against a Warlock. I'm keeping UI in hand. Now, I know in the last game I expressed surprise at UI being in my opening hand, and I wasn't too keen on it. In this instance, I have a Nourish. So now I'm thinking to myself, okay, if I can nourish up as quickly as possible, ramp up I mean as quickly as possible, UI becomes incredibly viable. And there's wild growth. So now, this notion of keeping UI, that seems pretty sensible. Now, keeping in mind I have hardly any experience playing this kind of deck, and therefore my plays are suspect. My plays may not be optimal, but so far it's been working out pretty well. Not going to Ferocious Howl just because I don't have enough cards in hand for it, but next turn we are going to Nourish, and we're going to see what happens. So the fact that I drew Wild Growth had made me keeping UI in hand seemingly viable. Yeah. The problem is there's a giant on board, and okay, in a couple of turns we're going to be able to UI, but in the meantime, how do we deal with a giant? Particularly a giant that's been protected by taunt. Of course he goes face. This is not the best value from Spreading Plague. Just 2 taunts, which are just going to be demolished very, very quickly here. Does he have Hellfire? Let's see, here's a question. No, he has a big fat demon. Just keeps filling the board with big fat demons. But this is okay. We're now stabilising, I think. We've gained armour. Arcane Tyrant comes down. We're in a good position now. There's Malygos. So now we can count the damage. We have 2 Moonfires in hand. We have the Malygos. In this matchup, I don't even think we'll need Twig. I think the Warlock, look, he's just tapping. He's healing his minions and tapping. He's damaging his health. So at this juncture, I think just the Malygos and the Moonfires alone are just going to be enough. I don't think we're going to need Twig for triggering any more damage. I think we're going to be fine here. The question is, how do we want to go about clearing this board? It is quite a substantial board. We have the swipe. Trade the 4/4 into the 6/5, swipe the 4/4, and push the Twig to the face. I think that's a better play. Or into the minion. It's fine. Happy to control the board here, because the inevitable is soon coming. Malygos double Moonfire is going to kill him, because he's going to keep tapping as this game progresses. Ha! Hellfire. Oh, that's really risky. It's really, really risky. Just continue damaging yourself. Why don't you? Anyway. What I could consider here is I looked at UI and I thought, okay, I could UI his face. And then Malygos double Moonfire could be lethal, right? But then what if he's got more healing? can draw some cards here. Oh look, there's a swipe. Interesting. So, a preemptive swipe to the face is essentially setting up lethal, assuming it doesn't have any more healing. And again, Twig not really coming in use in this game. Yeah, weapon destruction. There's another problem. More decks running weapon destruction I found, and Twig, when equipped, is just useless because they destroy early and you can't take advantage of the mana. But yeah, that's just lethal. Again, didn't need the Twig. Didn't need the Alexstrasza. Finding it really difficult to pull off a full combo here with this Druid. And here's another situation. I'm at 5 health here. This was fascinating. Army of the Dead. Right, I have 1 card left in my deck. Army of the Dead summons Malygos, which was the last card. And look, I actually get to pull off swipe double Moonfire in 1 turn. Army of the Dead essentially acted like a Twig. Kind of. It pulled out the Malygos for 6 mana and it left me with enough mana to play a multitude of spells. That was actually really cool. So yeah, Malygos Druid, what do I think? Well, first of all, I need to play much more with this deck. I need to practice more. I'm not playing optimally with this deck. I'm struggling with some of my plays. I'm struggling with some of my decisions, but that's because I'm not used to playing the deck. And there is a good element of decision making that can be required. So, for example, do you use your damage dealing spells to clear board as opposed to hitting face if you need to survive? In the end, the Malygos combos are not always needed. Having a Lich King or an Alexstrasza, or even just a 4-attack Malygos on board, hitting face with their attack power can just be enough to win the game, particularly if you're going into fatigue and you've survived long enough. Twig of the World Tree I'm not a fan of. Either I draw it too late, or either they play an ooze and destroy it, and I just find myself limited then to Malygos double Moonfire as my only game-winning play. So that's happened a lot. Unlike that last game where Army of the Dead actually summoned Malygos, which was an incredibly lucky turn of events. If that had not happened, the chances are I would have lost that game. So I guess I prefer the wild version better with Aviano and Kun, and for once I would actually like to be able to pull off triggering the Death Rattle on Twig of the World Tree, having Malygos down, being able to play Faceless Manipulator and Swipe and double Moonfire, and having had Alexstrasza on the previous turn, putting my opponent down to 15. For once with this deck, I would actually like to be able to pull off the full combo, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. It is very tricky to pull off. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing a little bit of Malygos. And I'll see you guys all again very soon for more Hearthstone fun.